Hello everyone, myself Tanvi Patel, working as Assistant Professor in Computer Engineering Department in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. We have continued with our dynamics of communication. So our next topic is forms of communication. Forms of communication means communication is a systematic exchange of information between two or more people. Means you can exchange what you want to tell between two people, means the sender and the receiver. Communication is absolutely necessary when building relationship, sharing ideas, delegating responsibilities, managing a team and much more. Basically there are two forms of communication. Here you can see over here communication, verbal communication and non-verbal communication. First of all, what is verbal communication? Verbal communication means it is the use of language to transfer information through speaking or any sign language. It is one of the most common type, often used during presentation, video conferences, phone calls, meetings and one-to-one conversation. Verbal communication is important because it is efficient. It can be helpful to support verbal communication with both non-verbal and written communication. Here in figure you can see that they are communicating with each other, that is verbal communication. Verbal communication can be of two types, that is oral communication and written communication. First, in oral communication is the process of verbally transmitting information and ideas from one individual or group to another. Means oral communication means you are sitting with your friend or any other person of your company and talking face to face, that is oral communication. If you communicate through spoken words, it is oral communication. It includes meetings, conversations, conferences, interviews, speeches, etc. Here in figure you can see that two persons are drinking coffee and orally communicating with each other. Next is written communication. A written communication means the sending of messages, orders or instruction in writing through letters, curriculars, manuals, reports, telegrams, memos, bulletins, etc. Means you are writing something and passing the message to the another, that is your written communication. It is a formal method of communication and is very less flexible. A written document preserved properly becomes a permanent record for future reference. It can also be used as a legal evidence. If you have written something in, then that will be your legal evidence, so that you can show the proof to the other person. It is time consuming, but it is very effective for the other person. Next is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is the use of body language, gestures and facial expression to convey information to the another. Non-verbal communication is helpful when trying to understand others' thoughts and feelings. It can be used both intentionally and unintentionally. For example, you might smile unintentionally when you hear a pleasing or enjoyable idea or piece of information. Means if you are in an organization or any other place, if you hear a good news, then you smile intentionally to the other person, and if you hear the bad news and you have no option than to smile, then it is unintentionally. Here in figure you can see the non-verbal communication features. Next, first is kinesics. Kinesics is the study of the way in which certain body movements and gestures serve as a form of non-verbal communication. The study of body movements, gestures, facial expression, etc. is a means of communication. Kinesics is the term in which the body communicates without words. Means your body movement tells the other person what you want to tell. That is kinesics. It includes the following features: personal appearance, postures, gestures, facial expression and eye contact. First one is personal appearance. Personal appearance is the way you look when you step out of your home. Means you are working in any company or any organization, then your personal appearance is must. If you are facing any interview, then how you have Cloth means how you have wear your clothes, your makeups, your grooming, that is your main part of personal appearance. Specifically in the speaking and presentation area, personal appearance refers to the way the audience will expectation of appropriateness, see and evaluate the way you look. The way you look is all about your outward appearance of clothing, grooming and makeups. Physical appearance on the other hand involves your body language in totality. That means your head movement, feet movement, hand movement, leg shaking, posture, gestures, etc. That is all your body language which is being carried out with your personal appearance. Here you can see in example the personal appearance of different persons. Next is posture. Posture can provide a significant amount of important information through non-verbal communication. The way someone holds and positions their body means how you position your body, that is your posture. In figure you can see that the forward person is having the forward head and flat back, that is his poor posture, and the person who is standing straight upright, that is his good posture. Posture in part of any relationship regardless of your degree of awareness, whether you lean forward, backward, straight or sit erectly, you tell another person something. How your posture will be, the another person will be known how you are. Next is gesture. A movement of part of the body, especially a hand or the head, to express an idea or meaning, that is your gesture. A skillful gesture can increase the impact of your speech. A person should avoid irritating gesture. For example of gesture are waving hands, upraised hands, pointing index finger, wagging index finger, etc. In this figure you can see that many different type of gestures done by the person. He is telling yes, no, thank you, sorry, please, etc. Here you can see the example of gestures. The image shows different gestures of different person. Next is facial expression. A facial expression is one or more motion or position of the muscle beneath the skin of the face, means how your face is expressed, that is your facial expression. According to one set of controversial theories, this movement conveys the emotional state of an individual to the observer, means it will convey the message to the observer that how you express your feelings. Facial expression are a form of non-verbal communication. They are a primary means of conveying social information between humans, but they also occur in most other mammals and some other animal species. Here you can see that different facial expressions. The person is normal, upset, surprised, panic, sleepy, sad, funny, crying, etc. Here you can see in example the facial expressions of different emojis showing different expressions. Next is eye contact. The eye contact are considered to be the window of the soul. You look to the eye of a speaker to help him out the truthfulness of his speech, his intelligence, attitude and feeling. Eye contact is a direct and powerful form of non-verbal communication. How you communicate with the other person by your eye contact is the main part. In human being, eye contact is a form of non-verbal communication and is thought to have a large influence on social behavior. Eye contact and facial expressions provide important social and emotional information. Next, here you can see in image how the person contact with each other through eye and know what he wants to tell. Next is proxemic. The question arises that do you feel uncomfortable when someone stands too close to you? If the person standing very close to you, then you always feel very uncomfortable. Next, do bright colors in your room make you feel distracted? Means if there is a very bright color in your room, then it does you feel distracted? This type of questions are very important to study about proxemic. Proxemic is the study of human use of space and the effect that population's density has on behavior, communication and social interaction. Here in figure you can see that the person who is standing and the person who is going near has different phases. Next, basically proxemic is the study of space and how we use it, how it makes us feel more or less comfortable with the other person. There are 4 kind of distance that people generally use in communication. The first one is public space. In figure you can see that the people who are taking coffee and working in an organization are maintaining their space between each other. Public space is the space that characterize how close we sit or stand to someone. Like a public speaker, for example, if you are at an event and listening to a professor giving lecture, you are probably about 12 to 25 feet away, which is the best example of public space. Next one is social space. Social space means we are getting a little closer, about 4 to 12 feet away. This kind of space you are probably in if you are talking to a collegius or a customer at work. In figure you can see that the people are maintaining social space between each other. Next is personal space. Personal space is even closer. In this case, you are probably about 1 to 4 feet away from someone. This is reserved for talking to friends or family members. Here in figure you can see that the old man is talking to the old lady who are being closer to each other, that is 1 to 4 feet, that is their personal space. Next is intimate space. In intimate space is for the people who you are very close to. In this case, you are probably less than a foot away and you might even be touching each other. That is your intimate space. This is the space you are in with your life partner. Here in figure you can see how the two persons are communicating with each other and maintaining their intimate space. So, this is the end of the presentation.